Carpentersville. This is a property I bought about 2 months ago. We just started working about 3 weeks ago on the property. I have some before photos, no before video, but this is about 60% through the project. I'm guesstimating I'll be done within the next 3 to 4 weeks. This is the 2-car garage. I had a new garage door installed, as well as new siding, gutters, soffit, and fascia. 2 light fixtures are in the process of being installed. Once the siding guy's finished, he's got a few more things to wrap up. This is the back of the house. I had the landscapers in here this week already, getting this tidied up as most of the exterior work is done. You can see the new gutters and the new downspouts. Garage door, the garage is just a simple garage. There's some debris in there still that are actually going to be removed tomorrow. Walking around the outside. Purchased this property basically in the condition you're looking at. The doors are brand new. You can see the side door here, and actually that front door there has been adjusted. This door is new. The garage overhead door as well as the man door is new. The roof looks, according to the person I bought it from, which was another investor who basically bailed on the job, had a new roof installed as well as new siding when I bought the property. I had this gutter installed, downspout installed throughout the property. He had gutters, no downspouts. This landscaping is new bushes, mulch, just pretty up the front of the property, and hopefully it'll be ready to grow by the time it's to be tenanted. Can't really tell based on the interior, but these 3 windows in the front are actually due to be replaced because they're the 3 of 4 old windows in the house that are not newer. The previous investor who owned it replaced every other window besides the 3 right here, which are covered by this paper that I put up, and then this window here in the kitchen. So right now you're looking at a kitchen that essentially was gutted when I got the property. This drywall was installed here, but this was all gutted throughout. So I installed new electric throughout this wall, as well as this wall here. Funny, there's an outlet there. One of the drywall guy must have plugged that in or put an outlet in. Got my cabinets ordered. They're actually scheduled to be delivered tomorrow. I had to postpone them because I need to get my hardwood floors done first. So new electric, new plumbing, kitchen layouts designed. There's going to be the sink. We're going to have a stove, dishwasher. Everything is in place for the dishwasher to be installed. The plumber is going to come back and finalize that once it's in. Again, new door covered by plastic. We do not have permits on this particular job because most of the more serious work was done, even though some people see an open wall and they think about how the property is partially gutted, etc. Well, to me this was, let's cover it, let's do the right thing for what we have open, let's make sure that the electric and the plumbing are good throughout the property. This was the best end result and the most cost effective. Let me flip a light on here, or off. Old door. So this is what an investor getting into rehabbing for a rental or for a flip is going to have to deal with. In this particular case, I feel fortunate that I had another investor actually put some money into the property in advance. That's not going to be the case every time. You're going to deal with a homeowner who has left a property in disrepair and potentially, maybe you need to discover some more issues that come up through the process when you buy something as is. Though a lot of investors might shy away from a half-completed project, in my opinion, this was something that would be faster and easier because I was able to see what the major mechanical components were of the property, which we're going to step over into the hallway to see those in a minute. But I wanted to make sure when I bought the property, everything was functional. Plumbing was present and I didn't have to gut the entire property. The previous owner, the investor, actually did reinstall new electric in the bedrooms and other areas of the house. He had left the kitchen and some of the living room areas unfinished. So again, the real deal right here. We've got basically a gutted kitchen that now has drywall up. It's in the middle of its project. I actually just took this pickaxe and pulled this floor up to see what I'm dealing with underneath, because my hardwood guy's coming in here in a couple days. You can kind of tell, well, I hope you can tell through the video, there is hardwood present in this property. In my opinion, because I'm going to keep this property in my rental portfolio, the best of all worlds is hardwood floors. The fact that I've got it in the living room, I've got it in the hallway here, which again, let me get some lights on, maybe do some GoPro editing in a little bit. I knew this could be refinished. So, you know, we're looking at between $1 to $1.50 a square foot for refinishing the hardwood. Even if it was $2 a square foot, this is a 1,000 square foot house. So even if I did the entire footprint of the home, you know, if it was $1,500, we'll call it $2,000, because they're going to have to make some repairs, because this is, you know, a 1950s home. You can see right here next to the bag, there's some cuts in the wood from the investor who was here. He must have been using his saw literally on the floor. So they're gonna have to make some repairs. There's another example. But even if I paid $2,500 for me to install new flooring throughout, that's gonna be something that I would consider a rental quality that's gonna last, I'm looking at least $2,000 just in material, you know, $2 a square foot, just to install floor, or just to buy the material for the flooring. I'm sure there's better deals out there, but that's a rough estimate. Whether you go laminate or some type of tile or a hardwood, I mean, $2 a square foot is a fair deal. So I'm looking at $2 grand. If I paid $2,500 to have this floor refinished, it's not gonna be perfect. There's gonna be imperfections, but it's gonna look beautiful when it's done. It's just not gonna look brand new. It's gonna look like refinished hardwood. This is the first bedroom. It's kind of interesting. I had this floor checked out by one of my contractors. I initially thought it was asbestos flooring, so I was concerned about that. Had it checked, no, it is not asbestos. It is just a standard stick tile. But look at these hardwood floors that are underneath this tile. They actually laid down what looks like a 3/8 inch plywood and then tiled over this hardwood floor, which amazes me, because it almost looks, I mean, aside from all the nails that are in it now, it almost looks like brand new hardwood. So I'm gonna guess that a lot of investors are gonna look at this and say, oh man, that looks terrible, you're gonna refinish, you know, lipstick on a pig. But honestly, after the hardwood guys are through here, you know, wood putting up all these holes, which granted is gonna be some of that extra expense, this floor is gonna look great. I mean, it's gonna look great enough where I don't have to touch it for 10 years. Even if the tenants damage it, you know, it's gonna be repairable because I can refinish it again instead of replacing carpet every 2 or 3 years, or dealing with, you know, maybe some type of laminate that, let's be realistic, after a couple of years, that stuff starts to peel, they get it wet, they spill their soda pop on it or their beer or whatever. Next thing you know, you've got peeling up laminate and you're tearing up the whole floor anyway. So this is what's underneath this property's, this level of tile that's in here. You can see in here new windows. I mean, minor cosmetic stuff in this room, in my opinion. All the electric's been tested, it's all grounded. My electrician's gonna come back once everything's finished, and he's gonna do the finish work on the electric. I mean, I've got a solid closet door here. I'm gonna check this, because they have to pull this up too. So this is what I'm dealing with. This place was occupied by the investor. It was actually a house hack. He moved into the property with a friend of his, paying him rent, and he was finishing it as he went along. He bought the property for $40,000 in 2012. I bought it from him in July of 2016 for $72,000. This house on the open market of the MLS would be selling somewhere in the 90s in the condition I bought it in. It looks a lot worse than what it did when I bought it, because it was in fact habitable, minus a kitchen that was kind kind of gutted out. But again, so we're gonna walk through here. This is what the flooring looked like when I bought the property. Just to walk you through, this bedroom had no closet. Kind of ugly for a panel, but you know, new windows, the trim's been in place. With this hardwood getting refinished, which there's hardwood underneath this floor as well, we're gonna have to reset that trim. So I'm actually just gonna tear it out and lay out new trim. But this property had no closet. This was the closet over here, which was just a couple of shelves originally. You can see it's been re-drywalled, and I repurposed this closet to laundry. In this property, in this area, the builder built these with laundry in the kitchen. So this is where the old washer dryer would sit, in this kitchen. It's cosmetically unappealing. It's, you know, something that I try to pull out of my properties when I'm buying in this town. This is the third time I've actually moved laundry to a separate area of the properties in this town. So this is the closet for this bedroom. This was just a wall, but on the opposite bedroom, you know, I saw an opportunity. There was a large closet in here that spanned from this whole space of the wall. So rather than just keep the closet that big, we closed this up of the closet, made this a closet, shrunk it down, light fixture ready to go. Well, the electric for it. And you can see there's no doors in the property either. The investor owner actually took the doors with him the day of closing. I thought that was kind of weird, but a couple $100, no big deal. So the new closet was installed. Again, light fixture. This flooring is all going to be torn up. There's hardwood underneath that's going to be refinished. It's not going to look perfect, but it'll be good enough. It'll be better than carpet will be in 3 years. This is some of the debris left over. This is the third bedroom. Again, let's look at this house. I mean, we're going to be repurposing this crown that's in place. It needs to be puttied. It needs to be painted. But I'm going to try to utilize what's here. We're going to install new doors. Here's the basic mechanicals. Furnace, water heater, brand new. I just had that installed when the plumber was here. You know, that said, bathroom, dirty. But this was basically the condition of the bathroom. The investor either bought it this way or fixed it up, remodeled. Tub looks pretty nasty. Surround okay. Fixtures nasty. I'm basically gonna replace all these fixtures here, shower head and the valve and the spigot, faucet. I'm gonna clean this intensely, have my guys do it. I'm gonna salvage this top. I'm gonna refinish and restain this vanity. Toilet, cleaning again, everything's functional. Flooring is ceramic tile. I'm gonna salvage it, repaint this room. Again, cleaning, replace that, easy stuff, in my opinion. Back to the furnace. Furnace works. I had it tested originally. I didn't have it cleaned or serviced yet. I gotta have the thermostat reinstalled. I just had it tested by one of the contractors to make sure it kicked on. I'm not even worrying about the furnace in the air yet because I want to make sure the drywall was done and the hardwood floors were done before I'm, you know, turning on a AC. Right now it's September in Chicago. Today's temperature was about 90 degrees. And if I had this furnace working and the AC on, these contractors would be kicking on that water. I'm sorry, that water. I'm looking at a hot water line coming off for a fridge, or not a hot water line, an ice line. They'd be kicking this on and they'd be running the AC, they'd be spreading the dust throughout the property. It is dirty, but at least at that point I don't have to worry about the HVAC being full of drywall dust and anything from the hardwood floors. So again, one of the later steps of this process is going to be evaluating the furnace more efficiently, figuring out if it needs to be replaced. It's at 80% efficient right now. I know it's at least 10, 15 years old. It's probably got some age left in it. I probably can stand to use it for another 5 to 10 years. I still may replace it based on what I hear from my HVAC guy when he comes in here. So that's the basics of this property. We're about 60% through it. The drywall guy finished today. He patched up all the holes. He's prepping for the paint. The hardwood comes in next. And what I do, based on a recommendation from one of my brokers and another investor, Chris Davis, is I have the hardwood guys sand the floors and lay down one coat of finish. And then once the property is complete, after the painters have been through, after the cabinets have been hung, the appliances are in, I have them come through one more time to put down the second coat to give it that final clean, brand new look, which is a great tip for anybody listening, because it just kind of cleans up anything that might have been scuffed up through the process. So that's the property here in the suburb of Chicago. This property was purchased for $72,000. Right now, as of the check I cut today, officially about $9,000 into the project. That includes the siding, paying for the windows, the exterior doors, the electrician, the plumber, the drywall guy, probably some other things. Oh, the landscaping outside, the garage door. This is very possible on a 1,000 square foot house. I'm hoping to be in and out of this property for, originally my goal was $12,000. The hardwood was one of the questions that I needed to make a decision on. After exposing this flooring in these bedrooms today and realizing that this is hardwood under here, this is actually going to save me money to reuse and repurpose this floor. So I'm actually pretty excited about it, because I was planning on paying somewhere around $3,700 to refinish all this flooring in here in the hallway, and then actually installing new hardwood in these bedrooms to have it somewhat match, because as a rent and hold investor, you know, like I said, I don't have to worry about these floors for at least 10 years. So to me, it makes a lot more sense to pay an extra $1,000 now and not worry about the floors that I could be paying $1,000 for every 2 or 3 years. So $72,000 acquisition price. The ARV on this property in the current state of the real estate market, September of 2016, the condition this property is going to be in when it's done with custom espresso colored cabinets, granite countertops, and stainless steel appliances, this is $140,000 ARV on it. So if I'm in this property for we'll call it with appliances, $15,000, which is probably a solid estimate in my opinion, which I'll give the honest answer to when it's done and I broadcast this video. I'll add up all my numbers in front of you. You know, I'm in it for 87. We'll call it a couple, you know, holding costs, insurance, some things. Call it 90, call it 95, call it $100,000. After commissions and closing costs, I'm looking at an easy $25,000 profit if I were to flip it in a process of 3 to 4 months, minus the marketing time. So call it in and out the door, 6-month turnaround. Worst case scenario, properties like this that are in this type of condition when it's finished, they sell very quickly in this area because a lot of these properties haven't been cared for the way they should be. So when a property like this hits the market in a desirable area, you know, people jump on it quickly. So I can not only maximize my sales price, I can minimize my marketing time and, you know, sell a nice product that I know has quality finishes in it very quickly. Now, I am more of a buy and hold, build your portfolio type investor. Right now I have 55 rental properties. I just got a contract on number 56 yesterday in a different area of the suburbs. That said, the more rentals I can have to have that monthly net cash flow, the better. This will easily rent for $1,350 a month. No problem, especially with the finishes I'm putting in. I wouldn't be surprised if I could push it into the $1,400 range because it's got a nice 2-car garage, and again, and it's in a desirable area. So, you know, run your numbers on that. You know, I'll put some stuff together for the YouTube video, but $72,000 acquisition, that was essentially paying a small wholesale fee as well as the purchase price. I did get some tax proration, a couple $1,000, so call it 70, but 72 acquisition. My goal is out the door, completed with appliances, $15,000. I'm guessing maybe I'll have an overage. I'll go 10% overage factor on that. But even if it was 16 or 17, puts me all in the game, easily under 100 grand, easily. Probably more like 90 to 95,000. Worst case scenario if something comes up, which I know it won't. And this is resellable in the $140,000 range. So if I sell it at 130, I'm paying commissions and closing costs. You know, I'm going to easily end up with a $20,000 to $25,000 check, but I'm going to hold it for rent, and I'm going to get it for $1,350 a month. If I refinance this property at, you know, even the amount I have in it, call it $100,000 at 5%, your payment is roughly $500, $600 a month, not including taxes and insurance. That's another $250 plus 75, so call it another $350 a month. So I'm still profiting roughly $400 a month net cash flow for a property that needs no maintenance, that is going to withstand the test of time for quite some time through a few tenant turnovers, and I'll end up having no money in the property. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. Sorry the video is so long. I'll try to edit some of it, but I think the audio has some importance as well. Until next time, this is Joe Mueller from Tanis Group LLC, Tanis Group Realty, and the Investor Empowerment Series radio show. This is something that I think anybody can do if you stop spending, you know, $5,000 or $10,000 on a boot camp. Get out there, work with investors, network, work with your local brokers. I'm sure I'm making everybody dizzy. Talk to wholesalers, talk to other investors, find out what they're up to.